I want to make a video about universal basic income and versus all this evil that's going on, and that, like, no matter how much I hate the disgusting filthy things people do, I'm reading the statistics and it's showing about the human trafficking in every country is out of control and it's disgusting. And what's gross is, yeah, there's a bunch of women and men slinging kids too, which is even more disgusting. And some statistics are saying it's 15% of the population and this and that. I don't know what the real numbers are here because there's a lot of statistics from the last several years and they change on different sources. But the point is, the way to kind of get this to stop, obviously if people got universal basic income, obviously it would bring some crime down. It's no mystery, it's common sense. A lot of people do certain crimes and human trafficking, I think, because they're broke and they're stupid and they get their spirit broken a little bit, and then they end up, I don't even think, basically the point is, I don't think a lot of them even make a lot of money. So I think if a lot of them and other types of smaller crime criminals, like petty thieves and stuff like that, I think if they got UBI, there's a good chance a bunch of them would just say, hey, I'm gonna sit pretty and take my UBI, and then maybe they might actually do something legitimately good with their lives, because a lot of the problem with self-esteem is mental health, and everyone's saying, oh, well, mental health, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. New York saying, oh, it's the homeless people and the mentally ill that's the problem. Maybe sometimes it is, but I don't think it's going to decrease by not helping them off the street or get a better life or whatever, blah, blah, blah. The point is, for me, I'm disgusted by the amount of stuff from the Backpage report that came out to all this stuff from Russia and Ukraine and the United States. And there's people on the news. I watch YouTube and I see news pop up all the time. I even see cops getting arrested for doing child porn. See, some of these people, they have salaries, they have money, you know? Some of them are just sick and they just do it anyway, but they all racketeer together, and that's what we're starting to see. Plus, never mind, there's this fraud real estate scumbag stuff where they try to evade taxes, and they do it with the council members in Philadelphia and Trenton, apparently, and the politicians, but it's probably going on everywhere too. But, like, you see this guy here, right? Look, on the move, right? Trenton Councilman Santiago Rodriguez claims he's living in dead woman's home. And if you read the article, it goes on about how he's got this house in South Philly, and, you know, he's living in a dead woman's home, but he also has a property in Florida, da-da-da-da-da, Lopez, Rodriguez. The point is, I had a neighbor in Philadelphia before that was a total lunatic, with lunatics coming in and out of her house, and I could hear some kids screaming in there every once in a while. And I had to have it out with these people before on the patio and call the cops and everything and da-da-da, and then she tried to call the cops and pretend I was a problem when it wasn't me that was the problem, it was her that was the problem, and the people going into her house. So I looked her up and I saw her last name, it was Roke or something, and I started looking at her name and then aliases, and then her family that was connected to her, and they all had aliases and all these different last names. And then it was connections to you know, it was Carmen Rogan, it was connections to Peru, and then to this and that, and the Russian bride porn, and weird things from their family and all their aliases. So the point is, I don't trust none of this crap with people, oh, the council and all this. How many council members from Philadelphia councils have been arrested for doing gross things already? We know that all their little, oh, the boys clubs, the charities, da-da-da, they always get arrested for molesting kids and all this too. I'm tired of this whole world functioning like a bunch of freaking sellouts that don't care about kids, and they want to sling kids in some type of sexual sexploitation thing. Now, if you old whores want to sling yourselves, that's one thing. You know, I'm not for that either. I'm not going down that way one way or another. But, you know, at least if you're of age and you can think for yourself and it's your own choice and it's not a total slavery and a rape and a corruption of minors, that's one thing. But if you can't separate the two and you don't understand the difference, burn in hell, I'm not a murderer, but if I walked in on somebody doing something like that and I saw it with my own eyes, I have my limits. And, I've had a couple dreams from watching horror movies and then watching stuff about Joe Biden recently and this and that, where when I've walked into something in another dimension in a dream and seen something, I will strike if I have to, if I find out myself. But anyway, the point is not to talk like a big tough guy, because I'm not really a tough guy, just some skinny lady. But the thing is, I'm not down with all this crap, okay? I'm homeless, I live outside, I barely make any money at all. I just get donations that the Lord sends me. Some lady came by today, she gave me $20. She said, buy yourself and your dog some dinner. And that's what I'm gonna do, praise the Lord, okay? If you actually trust in the Lord, that's one thing. But here's the thing, I don't have human children, I have dogs. It's a lot easier to care for dogs, okay? But the point is, all this crazy evil crime has to stop. All these people with their sick game and their perversions. Because there's people that don't care about kids. They want to steal. They're stealing in the government. They're even doing it in the federal level. And then all these scumbags are bringing fentanyl through the border. The people reported in the government the other day, they said it's actually coming through our own gates. Most of it's actually coming right in through the agents and the customs people and the people at the gate. Our own government employees here in America are actually allowing it to come in, and it's killing people everywhere. Again, these sickening death merchants. Seeing that music, everybody's muertes, Latino, Spanish gangbanger, and black, twerk and hump and Humpty Dump, and then all the pedo pop, white people music, whatever, I don't care. I hate it all, and now apparently there's an epidemic of some type of Korean, Chinese, pedo pop molester music going on. The thing is, it's not a big jump from your techno and your Grateful Dead to this straight up, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, and then into straight crack pizza, pedo pop, alien robot, ding ding ding, bang bang bang. Like it says in the Bible, words that aren't from God sound like a bunch of clashing pots and pans, like a bunch of banging metal and just noise, and I hate hearing everybody's disgusting filth. Whether it's in the spirit or out their freaking mouths, okay? But the point is, if everybody got UBI, I think it's worth trying. I hate the disgusting pedophiles and criminals and murderers and thieves. I really don't do that stuff myself, and I hate it, and it's sickening. But on the whole, if everyone's going to be made and set up to be a bunch of destitute, what are these people trying to make a bunch of sex dolls and polygamous Swazi pagan bride nannies that let their own kids get molested by the satanic Masons and the R. Kelly council people, and then these Latino people are not righteous at all. They're pimps too. They're hustlers. Pimps. People got foreign money. The rich people aren't paying their taxes. Again, how are we going to get UBI money? I don't know. Maybe Amazon and Jeff Bezos and all the rich people should start thinking about it. Maybe everybody wants to stop being like a bunch of deadbeat dads and say, hey, there's a bunch of people so destitute, they're whoring their kids. Or some of them don't even choose to do it. Some of them are put into slavery because other people hold a gun to their head and then forcefully break them in. And that's pretty sick. That's like what was going on down at Epstein Island. Kendall said it on Dr. Phil. There was people kept in cages down there. Kendall even had a gun to her. You know what I mean? It's not cool, it's not funny. And just because there's a bunch of sleazebags who want to drive around in their fancy cars and have fat multiple houses, and this one's in a dead lady that he wasn't even related to his house. So what is that? More of that Philadelphia housing fraud, stolen titles, da-da-da-da-da. People aren't paying taxes either. The city's disgusting. Again, maybe if the rich people who actually made money and the richest companies actually paid taxes, but beyond 0 to 10%, and they actually paid the 23% like the middle class does, maybe there would be an excess of money. And then now that they're finally going to stop doing all that serial killer Fauci and the Nazi serial killer hobbies of torturing and murdering animals, pretending it's for clinical real science when it's just because it's some sick death fetish that they like to do because they don't feel a sense of control and they gotta cut and stick needles in things and kill and torture things. Well, that's what all you abusers and sick, twisted people do. I'll tell you what the fruits of God are. I'll tell you some of them, right? I remember righteousness is a fruit that God likes. Self-control and self-restraint. Those are fruits that God likes. So, if a kid pisses you off and you don't react bad and act like a lunatic like you lunatics do, without strangling a kid or this or that or the other, that's called self-control. That's called self-restraint. If you don't hate everyone so much like some out of control moron that can't overcome a stupid inferior demon, and you're gonna go beating and raping and gang banging all your family and putting people whoring and this and that. You have no self-control. Learn to control yourself. Learn to control yourself. Learn to put the demon down and stay on top of it and say, no. Just like that picture of Jesus, when he broke the cross, like like you see Michael too with the spear down, with Satan with the spear to start. No, you stay under my feet. You're not coming up here and telling me what to do. You're not getting up here. You see what I mean? Yeah, there's something to that. All right? But UBI makes sense. All right? UBI, it would fix things. It's worth trying at least for a year and see what happens if everyone stops whoring and slinging kids.